Hi, and welcome to Quilt Maker's Lessons in Creativity. This is series number 5. I am your host, Jenny K. Parks. If you want to know more about me, you can check out my website, jennykquilts.com. Our inspiration for this series is Shadow Boxes by Jennifer Thomas, featuring Clothworks fabrics. It's available in Quilt Maker's November-December 2016 issue. And believe me, we have a lot of inspiration from this. We're going to start today making a 4-patch, and I'm going to show you 3 ways that you can make a 4-patch. So let's dig in. This is a 4-patch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-patch. So there's a few different ways. The first one I'm going to show you is we have sewn these 2 strips together. And then I'm just going to cut apart in the appropriate measurements. I'm going to start with this end. I'm going to cut apart. And when I'm cutting in a strip like this, I like to find a line on my ruler that I can line up with the line in the strip. It's just one more thing to help me stay nice and straight. So I like to do that. All right, you're going to cut a couple sections here. Okay, just making sure I made that the right size. Okay, we're going to cut a couple sections here. So this is the second one. And again, I use a line to line up with the stripe, line up with the middle of the strip. Doesn't matter which one, just as long as I can see clearly. All right, now just a note about pressing. With these, the colors are pretty close. It's not going to matter if the colors are really close to each other. It's not going to matter really if you press towards the one you think that is just a little bit darker. Whatever color you choose, just press that way consistently when you're doing these 4 patches, and that'll always work out for you. And because I pressed towards the pink this time, when I put these guys together, they are going to nestle in and nest right with each other. I fold that back. See how they match beautifully. They're going to just tuck in right to each other when I sew. Scoot it over here. Let me line it up. Make sure that's real good. And I can feel it. I like to, when I'm sewing this and matching this up, to kind of test it and feel it while I'm sewing, just to make sure that I can keep any problems from happening. I can head them off at the pass. I have enough time to adjust that when I can just put my finger and feel that they're close in and nestled together. Now I'm going to press it. You press it open. And see, like I said, you can't, when you get to this point, you can't say, oh, I'm going to press the dark, because it doesn't matter which way you press, something's going to overlap. And that's just the way it is. So there we go. We got one 4-patch down. Now, let me show you a way that is even a little bit quicker. Check this out. I'm going to take 2 strips. And then I'm going to put them together like this. And I'm going to start with that end because this end has the salvage on it. I'm not going to worry about that. And then you kind of have to feel a little bit and adjust it a little bit to make sure that they are snuggled into each other. That's what I'm doing. Snuggling them in right next to each other. And sometimes, if I feel like it's giving me problems, I like to press that down just a little bit. It makes them more inclined to stay together. So if you have problems with them staying together, that might be a good trick for you. Nice and flat. All right, and again, I'm going to choose a line on my ruler. Right now I'm choosing this one, and make sure it's lined up on some landmark on my strips. Just one more thing to make sure I'm staying straight. You don't want to get off, just a little bit. Even just a slight amount that you're off, it is compounded and you just aren't going to be happy with those blocks. And then you have 4, you have the 2 together, and I can just take it right over the machine and sew. Now, you might be thinking, what if I don't want to do strips? What if I want to make something a bit more scrappy? That can easily be done. Let me show you. See? Just the simple ones like that. We don't have it's not going to be as quick as these two methods that we can cut them out of strips. But it is going to be cute, and it's a great way to use up little scraps. And so to put them together, we would just sew like that, and continue choosing whichever color you're going to press to and continually pressing to that direction, whatever direction it happens to be. And that'll give you your 4 patch centers. So yeah, you can do scraps, you can do strips, however you want to work it out. So that's it for this one. In our next one, I'm going to talk about adding triangles to the 4 patch. So you're not going to want to miss it. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you there. This episode of Quilt Makers Lessons in Creativity is brought to you by FOF, Perfection Starts Here, and Clothworks, maker of fine designer fabrics, and the American-made brand Cotton Solids.